How to went from feeling lost on your instrument and start to improvise confidently and freely in different styles and feel yourself like a pro, even if you think that you are not talented enough. I wasn't born with music talent. I started late. I was 23. I'm a first musician in my family, but I start my journey like a classical saxophone player. Later on, I went to jazz college and start to learn jazz music, play pop music, and but always whatever I played, I always was chasing improvisations. For me, improvisation is a skill number one that I wanted to learn, and I spent a lot of time to understand how you can improvise freely in different styles. In the beginning, my improvisations was sounds terrible, and they don't make sense and make me laugh now. But with time, when I learned the jazz music and I go from the root and to modern music, I understand the traditions and how it works and how you can create beautiful improvisation. And I start play pop music as well to have some money on site, and I still love to improvise, and I discovered that there is different styles and you need to be able to improvise not only in jazz but in pop, in funk, in different styles. And later on I created system that will help you to understand and learn fast and avoid mistakes that I did, and I was wasting my time trying to learn scales. And then you play solo and it sounds like a robotic. And so I create system that will help you to make your solo more interesting and sound like a professional soloist. And if you're nervous on stage and you're afraid to play solo, this is video for you. If you practice scales but they never comes like a music and it sounds like exercise when you play solo, this is video for you. If you want to sound more expressive and you want to express yourself, not just play learning by memory some solos, you want to express your feelings and your thoughts, this is video for you. If you want to feel confident playing with others, this is video for you when you on jam session. This is not for you if you want just play music by notes and reading notes and by memory. This is not video for you. This is about improvisation, okay? This is not for people who expect overnight results. So tomorrow not gonna happen. It take time. It's take time. You need to practice, and results requires hours, days, maybe 1 month or 2 months. But results, if you're gonna do this regularly with discipline and consistently, you're gonna get results. I wasn't talented, and I get this. If I did this, anyone can do this. Believe me. This is not for advanced players. If you're already on top level, if you're a professional musician and you know how to play jazz music, this is not for you. This is a course for beginners and intermediate players. Here's the truth about jazz music. You don't need to know all the scales and all the chords, this all complicated progressions and alternative chords to start to improvise. Don't need to spend 8 hours a day to practice to start improvise. This is all myth. You just need to start with maybe 31 hour a day and you will see progress in a few weeks. I believe me, it's very easy to start and it brings so much fun and joy. I wasn't talented, and when I switched my first college and start to learn jazz music, my teacher told me like I should change my profession. He didn't believe that I can make it, because I was losing my focus and I wasn't practice right. So I was dreaming about in 10 minutes and my lesson was over. So I start to looking for answers, how I can develop my focus, how I can increase my productivity, how I can study faster, how I can catch up, because guys who I was studying, they was great musicians already and I was on the backyard. So I found few things and I start workout. It was helping me build confidence. Second, I start me practice meditation to develop my concentration and focus, because concentration is very important. If you practice with concentration 20 minutes, it can cover 6 8 hours of practicing without concentration, just random practice. If you can build your practice routine right, you can achieve better results. If you know how to structure your practice, you can learn faster. You don't need to spend 8 hours or 6 hours for practicing. You can spend 1 2 hours and you can have very fast progress. And you have time for rest, and you have time to for your personal life. And the music is not about notes, it's about your emotions, your experience. So if you play music, you need to live your life. That's very important. So when I start to practice meditation, my focus developed and I start to catch up, guys. And I discovered that slow practice is so effective, much more effective than you practice fast. You can practice slow for 2 weeks and then you practice 2 days fast. That's it. And then you learn another scale, another tune, another thing. Why it's happening? It's because of our brain working like this. When you're learning new scale or new pattern, you're building new neurons, you building muscle memory. And by this, uh, your brain doesn't care if you're doing fast or slow. You need to create this connection, and if you're doing it wrong, you create wrong connections, and then you need to create another one. And that's why if you start to practice without patience, you learn wrong, and you're wasting your time. You learning and you just guessing. But if you start practicing slow, you create right connection right away, and then you just repeating the same uh, movement, and this connection became stronger. A signal that goes on this neuron, it's the stronger connections, the faster your signal. So you don't need to, in the beginning it's hard to think about this, but with time you will see that your thoughts and your processes speed up, and for you it's not hard to now to play this scale or pattern or whatever, or tune. That's how our brain is work. That's why practice slow but with focus. If you concentrate and practicing slow, this is the best tool that I discovered for myself through meditations. It was about mindset, how you need to approach your practice routine, right? Now, about confidence and playing on stage. When I was playing on stage, uh, I used to make mistakes because I get nervous. And then that's why I like to improvise, because I know if I know improvisation, if I know what I can play, instead of learning exactly notes that I need to play, I can play around. I can make some variations. It's give me freedom, and when I feel free, I play better. The chord progression, when you know the tune and you know that you can improvise, you can play around the melody. It's giving you this freedom and confidence that you are not afraid to make mistake. You can play around. It's gonna be sound good, and it's give you freedom. When you start to go deeper in these parts, it can be more simple for you to understand and develop and master these parts and then put them together later on. So there is a few important parts. The first part is the rhythm, for especially for jazz music, for pop music, and for funk music. The rhythm is the first thing that you need to develop. You need to know, uh, first you need to play in rhythm and be able to play with beat. And second, you need to know language, because every style have a language, of rhythm language. If you play jazz music like you play pop, it's gonna sound weird. If you play pop music like a jazz, sometimes it's work, but most of the time you need to play pop music with adjustments. And the first thing is rhythm. Every style have patterns, the rhythmic patterns that you can use, and they gonna sound cool. That's why it's important to learn rhythm language. You need to understand which rhythmic patterns you can learn. Should be something that fluently going from your mind, and you playing this, and you can play around these rhythms. Another part is melodies. Uh, Again, each style have their melodies, but they're similar, and basically jazz is the fundamental style that gives us a funk and pop music. So if you learn jazz, you can apply these melodies to pop music, to funk music with some adjustments. Jazz music can be more complicated with chromatic approaches than pop music. Pop music is more about pentatonics. And another part is harmony. You need to understand harmony and how to play around harmony. This is sound maybe complicated, but believe me, once you start to learn it, it's very easy. And I'm showing my students how exactly you can learn harmony very fast by using piano, and apply this to your improvisation. It's so easy. That's why I love jazz harmony, because it's practical. It's not complicated like classic harmony. Communication. Like I said, music is a language, and you need to communicate. So you can think about this like call and response. You need to be able to listen who you play with and communicate with them. And for this, you need to respond them. You can respond them rhythmically, and you can respond them melodically. If you know the patterns, you can use them. And in jazz music, there are some patterns that have call and response. Uh, there's a bunch of them, and if you will hear some jam sessions, people play like soloist play one phrase and drummer respond to him different phrase. This came because they know how its pattern should be. So you start with beginning and another just finished sentence. That's how it works. Another approach is to learn uh, to simplify things. Once you like learn, for example, the uh, solo on the blues, you need to understand each chord and which scale you can use for each chord to be able to improvise. So for this, you take one chord and you improvise over this chord. Okay, and by using previous methods with rhythm, with melodies, call and response, and then you connect it together one by one. So you start with 1 or 2 bars, then you create 4 bars, you improvise over 4 bars, then another four and another four, and then you put it together. Small steps, and I start with always start with blues, and I explain my students which exercise is most effective to learn the progression, to memorize it, and feel form. Feel the form is very important, because when you start to improvise and you're thinking about all these things, it kills momentum. So you need to be able to feel the form and hear the music, and just relax and enjoy, and just understand where you are. Oh, I'm on the 8 bar. I'm not thinking about this. I just feel that okay, I'm on this chord. I'm on this chord. Oh, this is cadenza. This is last 2 bars. This is beginning of the chorus. I exactly know where I am, and this feeling is important for improvisation. You have to feel this. I created simple method that will bring you step by step from beginner to advanced improviser. We start with jazz music, and I will show you which exercises you exactly need to do to develop your rhythm, to develop your melodic language, to develop your knowledge about form, and for you to be able to stay in form and hear the music and be able to understand in which part of song you are right now by ear. And all these things comes together and will help you to develop your improvisation skills very fast, and you will start to feel yourself confident on stage and during playing solos. In the end of the course you will realize that each part of this course is comes together, and once you finish course you will see how your improvisation skills step on the next level, and you will feel yourself more free and you start to enjoy playing music and you'll discover another world, because when you start improvise you can express yourself, you can communicate with other musicians on stage, and this is unbelievable and wonderful skill. Just click link below and get access to this course and start your journey to jazz improvisation. The worst scenario, you will go away with new tools for your practice. The best case, you're gonna step up on next level of your playing. Happy practice.